So this will be a yin sequence for anxiety. I certainly have that, and it goes up and down. Sometimes it comes on like a big wave. Other times, or most times, I just have kind of this low level anxiety. So any of these poses are really great for the end of the day, or if you're just feeling overwhelmed during the day and need a little reset, this will hopefully get you there. So we're going to start with legs up the wall. I do have walls around me. I'll show you different views. I have a blanket, a couple blocks. Get nice and cozy, and we'll start. So I'm going to scoot myself up against the wall and then take my legs up. And that's the pose. So you can scoot your booty as close as you can. If you something that kind of feels nice and grounding too is if you have a sandbag or a block, you can just balance it here on your legs just for additional grounding. Arms can go out to the side or rest, one hand on heart, one hand on belly. Close your eyes. We'll be here for a couple minutes, so I won't talk a ton. This is really for you to go inside. You can do most of this practice with your eyes closed. I'll just be guiding you through the poses. All right, so eyes are closed, or maybe you have an eye mask on. Tune into your breath, and we'll start. Just notice all the points of your body touching down on your mat. And for your breath, if you feel it up in your chest, visualize letting that travel down to your belly. And as you inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly falls. Let the breath be smooth and steady. Inhales turning into exhales. Exhales turn into inhales. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Feel your body soften. And know that thoughts will enter in. And that's all they are, our thoughts. Good, bad, ugly. Just thoughts. And we can just tell those thoughts that we will revisit them after our practice. And there's no room here anything to get us riled up. This is for complete relaxation and to calm anxiety. 5 more rounds of breath. Allowing inhale to come in. Exhale, release. So stay right where you are. I'm the only one that's going to move. You'll stay right in the position that you're in. And we'll come into our next pose, which is going to be butterfly at the wall. So legs go straight up, feet come together, knees wide. And you can bring your heels as close to your glutes as possible with it feeling still manageable. Sensation is okay. Pain is not okay. I like to find my edge in a pose and then back off about 20%. Move your sits bones forward to bring the natural curve back in your lumbar spine. This will also create more range of motion in your pose. Arms can be out to the side or one hand to belly, one hand to heart. We're here for a couple minutes. Settle in. You can make subtle adjustments while you're in the pose. Maybe you want to scoot a little bit closer to the wall. You can have your hands supporting the inner thighs and kind of propping your legs up. And these yin classes can be done without music or perhaps just some soft music in the background. Otherwise, if you can handle just stillness and quiet, it's just a great way to practice a quiet practice. Allows you to really pay attention to how your body's feeling, how busy your mind is. Notice the quality of your breath. Inhales and exhales are smooth and soft. Belly rises on the inhale. Belly falls on the exhale. Five more rounds of breath. Receive an inhale through your nose. And exhale, release. Again, stay right where you are. I'm going to adjust a little bit over here to the side. The next pose we'll go into is Dragonfly. So you'll just let the legs come to a V shape. So heels can gently press into the wall. You'll just let gravity take over in this pose. Just settle in. Sits bones turned forward. Gentle pressure on the back of the neck so the chin lifts a little bit. Arms can be out to the side or rest on your body. Shoulder blades melt down. And then all the points of your body touching down on your mat become heavy, like lead. As you find complete stillness, just know that your body is still moving with your breath. Belly rises and falls. Thoughts enter, thoughts exit. Breath stays steady and smooth and nourishing. A few more rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your outer thighs and then bring the legs together. Bend the knees and just roll off to one side. Stay there for a moment. And then we're going to come up to standing. So to open the chest and pecs, melt the heart. So for this one, heart melting pose, I'm going to turn and face the wall, and then you'll adjust your feet as you come into this. So bending elbows, you want your forearms at the wall. You could cross your thumbs together or just line up the wrists with the shoulders or turn the hands in. But no, that's not going to be a good angle. Okay, so here. So hips still stacking over ankles. Pubic bone points between the legs to bring the natural curve in the lumbar spine. So you kind of feel like you're pressing your booty out. You can have a little bend in the knees, but you can also get a nice hamstring stretch if you keep the legs straight. You're pressing your forearms into the wall, and then you're letting the tips, the bottom tips of the scapula, start to join together and slide down your back. And maybe you're kind of right at your hairline, gently presses into the wall, but there's not like pressure on your neck or anything. It's just a light touch because your forearms are taking on most of the pose here so that your heart can melt down and your chest can fall through. Good stretch for the armpits, backs of the chest, close your eyes. Adjust your feet as you need. This is intense for me. Most people are really tight in shoulders and chest, so just bear with me. Big sensation is okay. You can breathe through that. Sharp shooting pain is not okay. An alternative to this would be something maybe at the wall, like a shoulder opener kind of thing. I actually need to come out of the pose just for a second, so honor your body. Super intense pose. Come back in when you can. Five more rounds of breath. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Good, come out of that. Whew. It's really intense for me. I'm not sure how that felt for you. All right, so now we're gonna have our back to the wall. Grab a couple blocks just in case you feel like you might need those. So booty comes up to the wall. Heels may or may not touch. Mine move away from the wall just a little bit till I find kind of my footing. So if you have really tight hamstrings, you come into this forward fold. Be mindful that you are hinging at the hips, which means your pubic bone does point back. Your legs can be straight. And then you're leading with the sternum down. And so based on my alignment, I really don't need these blocks. I can go pretty deep here into my fold. Fingertips just rest on your mat. Let your head hang, soft neck, heavy head. Just use the wall to support your bum, maybe your heels.
fresh blood flow to the brain. You can shake your head. Just let go of tension in your neck. Close your eyes. Breath is still smooth and steady. Inhale, belly blows up like a balloon. Exhale, belly draws toward the spine. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Good. Take the gaze forward and then just bend your knees. Untuck your toes. Let your head come up last. You might be a little bit dizzy, so just rest your hands on your thighs for a moment. Good. And then we'll come back to the wall. So I'm going to keep my hips on the blanket here. And the next pose that we'll come into is Reclined Pigeon. So this can be really intense, but also like really awesome for hip opener. Maybe I will just show you from this side. So scoot your booty up to the wall, come onto your back. And then I have to scoot back just a little bit. So first, sits bones forward. So high to my hand. I can slide my forearm underneath my back, right? And then take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh. If your back is now, low back is rounded and your tailbone's pointing more toward your navel, scoot back a little bit to draw the sits bones forward. Remember, I'm cueing alignment so that you have greater range of motion in your practice and that you can become more flexible. So you can also take the right hand and press the right thigh toward the wall. Keep this foot flexed. You've got this left foot pressed firmly on the wall and toes face up. So just make any adjustments here you need to let this feel good, to have sensation in the pose, to provide an opening. Again, sits bones roll forward versus the spine rounding at the bottom. Close your eyes, let your arms come out to the sides, or use that hand to deepen the stretch. As things start to open for you, you might scooch just a little bit closer to the wall as long as those sits bones are rolling forward and you still have a little space underneath your low back. Lift Lift your chin up a touch. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Good, and then switch. Right foot down. Right foot at the wall. Left ankle crosses over. Sits bones roll forward. I've still got that nice space. And then pressing the left knee forward if you can allow that. So you can just take your elbow out to the side so that you still have a nice room to breathe and expand through the rib cage. Sits bones roll forward, long neck. Breathe through sensation. Just have this mindful dance with the breath. Soften your face. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. A few more deep rounds of breath, really nourishing. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release. Stay right where you are. Unhook. I'm going to turn again. This is our last pose. Or I should say the last pose before final relaxation. So I'm going to take my left leg out to the side. Bend my right knee. I've got the knife edge of my right foot at the wall. So this is half dragonfly at the wall. And again, you can take this right hand, press your knee toward the wall, whatever you can handle. You can have full flexion in the knee if that works for you. Arms can be out at the sides. And once again, sits bones roll forward. You have space. So just think about, like, you can actually find these subtle differences. So you could try and root your entire low back into the wall so that the pubic bone comes toward your navel and your tailbone lifts more to the ceiling. Notice how that feels in the pose. Now roll your sits bones forward and see, do you feel a deeper stretch? I certainly do. Maybe greater even range of motion. So this yin practice is not only great for anxiety, but it's helping us become more flexible in our bodies and our minds, and for whatever form of exercise we might do. This is just a great practice. Bring your awareness to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Slowly switch sides. Straighten your right leg. Lengthen it out like a letter V. And then bend your left knee, knife edge of the left foot. And presses into the wall. Sits bones roll forward. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Relax your face. You could take your head side to side. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your neck. And what's nice about using the wall is that there is a touch point grounding us. So we are letting the wall support us, kind of feeling like we're being held, supported. A few more smooth, nourishing breaths. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath.
And then guiding the right leg up, left leg up. You choose your final relaxation pose. Maybe you want to end with legs at the wall. Child's pose could be really grounding. Shavasana. You could also come to your shins for hero's pose. Resting your hands, closing your eyes. So I will leave you here. Come back to this practice anytime you need. And I hope this helps you feel a little bit more grounded, a little less anxious. Always remember to check in with your breath. Hands fold in front of the heart. Namaste.